Module 4, the inbound attraction strategy. So this is going to be key. So what I want you to do is just understand how to build out a content plan. This is going to ensure that instead of you just like throwing shit at a wall and hoping that it sticks, in terms of firing out thousands of CVs to people who don't care about you, then people are going to come to you. Creating content is a form of outbound sales. It's marketing. And if you do enough of that, people will start to come to you. So the best part of this is that when you start to build a bit of a brand and you get consistent with it, you'll be top of mind. I get customers just from being top of mind, just because I post every day. So what's going to happen is they'll come to you. And it's much more attractive when people come to you than from you going to them. High ROI. And also you're actually building value. You're building enterprise value on your account, which unless you do something extraordinarily gnarly, no one can really take it away from you. If you get too many strikes, you get banned, then yeah, maybe it'll get taken away. But for now, this is module 4. So I just want you to be able to post consistently. So here's the content prompt calendar. This is just an example of what you can do. Day 1, origin story. Day 2, education. Day 3, belief breaker. Again, a bit of a story. Day 4, client community wins. Day 5, personal philosophy. Day 6, BTS. Day 7, CTA. Straight sales. You can reduce these down. Some people will go less here, but what I like to do is on the 7 days, you've just got a bit of a range. So what I'm doing currently is I like to put a lot of content out and I see which performs the best. It's called testing. So when you test all of these different things, you'll get real-time feedback and data. So if you find that these two got no views, maybe it's the day of the week that you posted them, but if you found this got a ton of views, you know that this sort of content does well on with your audience. So maybe you'll do more of it. But here's just a brief calendar, and you can again use AI to help you do this and to make more. But for me, if you've got lots of content in the pipe, so let's just have a quick look at what I've got currently in LinkedIn. So as we're here, I'll show you when you go into LinkedIn, start a post. This is the schedule button, and you can do that when you make posts. View schedule posts. So I've got posts scheduled for till July 20th. So that's 17 days away. So I don't have to think about it for almost 3 weeks. So for me, when you front load it, and by front load it, I mean when you get a lot of this content up and running, then you just give yourself a lot more space, a lot more room to breathe. So again, these are just some examples. Then we go into hooks again. I know we touched on it briefly earlier, but these are great ways to start LinkedIn posts or reels. And again, this is just going to be the next job for you to do. LinkedIn posting framework. So what you want to do is start with a hook, have a bit of a story, add value, and then CTA. CTA means call to action. Call to action is just asking people to do something for you. So book a call, CTA. Download my PDF, CTA. Comment on my post, a similar story, CTA. It's all calls to action. And then just further down this module is the LinkedIn AI prompt cheat sheet. So all it is here is just so you can actually build it consistently and you can build up more libraries and also do it quicker, because if it takes you ages, then you're not going to want to do it. So again, create a content library. So what I have is an actual content library. So if I go into here, I've got a LinkedIn content library of all the photos that are going to be good, I think, and there's tons in there. Lifestyle, sports, cigarettes, sales, me being on the phone, enjoying life, all the stuff that I want to promote. And then what I'll do is, so you create a Google Drive with that folder, you add these types of photos into it. What I would recommend, and I mentioned it earlier, but recording a voice note and adding it into AI, for as long as you need, telling your entire life story, the ups, the downs, career challenges, burnouts, pivots, wins. If you do that, then pump it into ChatGPT, what you'll find is it will just know so much more about you. And again, makes it a lot easier in the long run for you to then move forward and get actual content that's going to work. Next thing you can do is, when it comes to ChatGPT, is setting the context. So when you give prompts, if you give the prompt of you're a high-level content strategist, I will remote how to get closer or aspiring to become one, and I'm using the documentation / authority method to build a personal brand. My goal is to generate inbound leads for closing roles. Please use a tone that's insert the tone that you want. So my tone is savage, tongue in cheek, sarcastic, blunt, whatever. Put it in there, and it will probably be able to tell your style. If you have a personality test result, you can also add that in and it'll understand you more, or you can just give it the archetype and tone of voice that you want. Then here's the next one. So ask ChatGPT, give me 7 scroll stopping LinkedIn hooks across education. Bump, 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 bump. Edit the ones that feel most true to you. You want consistency between the hook, story, and photo. Full post creation. Once you've done that, now write me 3 to 6 sentences to go with the hook. The post should either teach me something, show a transformation, or make people feel something. Use punchy language, no fluff, also, and stay in my tone of voice. Then tweak it a little bit if you need. And then finally, image pairing, so that once what it will do is it will tell you which images will go best with your post, and then you can go into your LinkedIn photo content library and then find that image. Simple. Step 6 is just the scheduling, like I showed you before. Depending on who you're targeting, what I would usually do is go around 11:45 a.m. just because most people are about to DOS before lunch, especially if you're trying to reach like other people in the industry. That's when they'll be DOSing around. If you're trying to reach people who are execs or founders, but maybe earlier on in the day or later on in the day, most founders will start work pretty early and they'll finish work pretty late. So then change when you want to post for that sort of person that you're hoping to get in front of. If your audience, your LinkedIn profile is new, doesn't matter too much because you won't have too many connections. But if your LinkedIn profile is, more mature and you've got people in the States, but you live in England, then have a think about the time difference for that as well. What I would recommend is doing one per day. If you do one per day, you're always top of mind. And I give this example because I recently got a consulting client and he was a software developer building his own business and he wanted help building his sales and marketing GTM strategy. And the only reason he reached out to me is because he hadn't had any connections from sales guys apart from me, and he saw that I posted every day. With this, you can track what gets the most impressions, comments, and DMs, and that is full guide into the inbound attraction strategy. Next one we'll see at module 5, and yeah, make sure you go through this with a fine tooth comb and just schedule everything.